Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 1st. This week you start with this Unlocking Solutions card. It says, through compromise, you will create the successful outcome you're hoping for. You have this Exploration card. It says, right now you need to search and explore. It's okay to wander until you find your home. So a lot of exploring. There is a lot of exploration energy at the end of the year here, and you have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is the explorer, the adventurer. I think that it's a great time for you to be going on adventures, exploring new ideas, doing new things, and being a little bit messy, as I've been saying to you for the past few weeks, at least here, Virgo. Being messy, being willing to be messy, that's where all the benefits are going to come from for you at this time. You have the Three of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Moon. A lot of Three of Swords energy at the end of the year here. I feel a couple of things on that Three of Swords. Number one, South Node in Virgo. Of course, South Node in Virgo is an amazing time to heal and to work on things like blockages even. And so, if you any of that type of work that you want to do would be good. Of course, we have Mercury retrograde until November 29th. So this video will be published on the 26th of November. And, obviously, healing from the past, forgiving the past, these are all good things to be doing at the end of a retrograde or during a retrograde anyway. Those three swords are in your own heart, and the whole point of the three swords is to remove them from your heart. And so the best way to do that is to forgive the past. The other thing I'm getting here is like some sort of annoying temporary situation is what's popping into my head here, Virgo. If you have been put on pause, for example, at the end of the year here, like maybe the past couple of months have felt slow or like you're not making progress, it's raining on the Three of Swords. Obviously, it doesn't rain forever. Depending on where you live, sometimes it does feel like it rains forever. But, for the most part, rain is temporary, and I feel like saying like you're about to get out of, or it's like the end of the rain in your life here, Virgo. So I actually feel pretty good about that. You have the Ace of Wands in the same diagonal. The Ace of Wands is like an exciting, passionate new beginning. So I feel that there's a switch. You have the Knight of Wands, like I said, adventure. With the Knight of Wands, we really have to embrace the mystery. Anything we don't know, anything we're unsure of, instead of like running away from it and being scared of the unknown, we have to explore the unknown. I mean, the next 19-ish years or so is going to be all about exploring the unknown. And learning things you don't know, right? The faster you can learn, the better right now. And the faster you can explore new situations, the better things will go. And, I'm definitely a big fan of you doing that, especially you, Virgo, with these energies. I mean, you're in a time of reinvention. We don't, for once, we don't actually see this in your reading, right? Except you do have the Temperance card, which is, we'll talk about it in a minute. But, you don't have the Magician, although that could change in a minute. And we'll see what happens. But again, I think being willing to explore ways that you can reinvent yourself would be good. You have the Moon, which again is also temporary. The Moon comes up, the Moon goes down, and the Sun comes up. So your first row is really telling me that you're like leaving a temporary situation. I kind of get this feeling more intuitively that you have been in a situation that is temporary, but it feels permanent. So whatever is going on, where you feel like you can't change, I feel that you are actually making the change this week, which is good. It like kind of feels a little bit like you escaping from a prison or something that's been keeping you stuck. So I do like this. With the Three of Swords, you have the King of Swords. I would be careful of wisdom. The problem with the King of Swords right now is history. Like on a Chris's crappy tarot level, we could say that the King of Swords is basically history. He kind of represents, knowledge and wisdom, but also like not really the past, but he kind of knows a lot. So he bases that off of past situations. The King of Swords, of course, is not a bad card necessarily, but, I kind of just get this feeling that, sometimes I think it's almost like we can have too many experiences. So when we're about to have a new experience, we kind of judge it based off of past experiences. That's not a bad thing, but sometimes it is, I think, because what if it's something you've never seen before, right? Then there's nothing to compare it to. And that's kind of more the feeling I'm getting on the King of Swords, is that you should be treating new things as completely new, right? And even in your next row, you have this card. It says a new start is coming. like, again, I'm not trying to be clickbaity here or anything, but I feel like something is about to surprise you, and it's like a new experience, but it's going to be completely different than you think, right? And I just, like, I don't feel good or bad about that King of Swords. I just feel he's saying, like, don't judge new situations. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, Five of Swords is about taking a risk, right? So we have to take a risk to put ourselves in new situations, and that's what I would be doing with the Five of Swords. Definitely could be like walking away from old situations with the Five of Swords. I think all that would be good for you here, Virgo. With the Moon, you have the Two of Swords. Exactly what I said. She is thinking this or that, but really something is going to go this way over here on this island behind her. So again, it's kind of like a little bit of a expect the unexpected feeling that I get here. It's like I don't think this is like a total shock or something like that in your life, Virgo. I feel it's more just, you have a history with certain opportunities, and you're getting a new opportunity and just not going to go the same way, right? And that's kind of like the feeling that I get off of this first row. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card that says, be bold, make the first move. Yes. Knight of Wands, Five of Swords, Ace of Wands. Yes, definitely. You have this new moon. It says a new start is coming. So there's clearly a fresh start coming in for you. The Ace of Wands is like a match, right? Like sometimes I think we have to be the one that strikes the match and get something started with the Ace of Wands. And that's kind of what I feel this be bold, make the first move is saying. I feel like this is an opportunity for sure that's coming in for you. Like could be a work opportunity. If it's not work, it's like a reinvention opportunity. I don't think this is talking about like making a first move in love, for example. It just feels more personal. To me, it feels like something you're trying to get started or trying to get to work on. But when you strike that match, you have to make sure that you start putting wood on that fire, right? You have the Temperance card, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Yeah, I'm getting a weird message on this Temperance card as well. It's like things actually have changed. So I think it is a mistake in life to wait for circumstances to look a certain way before you take action on your goals, for example, right? Because usually that nothing ever changes, right? But what's popping into my head with this Temperance card is it's almost like the environment, the energy has changed enough for you to be able to start something. It's like maybe you really couldn't get started on that new idea or that new opportunity, but it's like something has changed here, I feel, where the environment has changed, like the energy around you or the people, or maybe now you have the money or whatever. It's like you have something you need is kind of what's popping into my head. And if you don't, I feel like you're about to have something that you need with this Temperance energy. So I feel pretty good about that. I feel like you've been very patient, and I definitely feel the energy itself. Like even if we just look at your astrology, Virgo, the energy is definitely saying like it's time to move forward, Virgo. It's time to start taking action. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. So you have that card. It says a new start is coming. Clearly, there is some sort of new start that you're about to get moving on. And yeah, I feel very good about that for you, Virgo. I think anything new would be good. I would almost like have, it's going to sound weird, but it's like I would have a stack of wood to your side. Like I would have things lined up and ready to go for this spark. It's like it needs fire. I don't really have any good examples for you, but it's like all I do all day is YouTube. So that's the example I'm going to give you. It's like I think what this is trying to say is imagine if you were trying to start a YouTube channel. I feel it would be better for you to like have a video ready to go, but also have like 3 others that you're going to publish for the first month, like done. It's like that would be wood on the fire. You have the first thing, and you're ready to go with like the next one right away, right? That's what I mean by keeping the fire building, right? That's just like one example. Another example could just be like setting up a daily routine where you start working on the next thing and you kind of like keep that fire going. But the Ace of Wands needs passion, like it needs something to feed it, and I would make sure that you have something to feed it. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups can be a celebration. These 3 ladies are celebrating a harvest. I feel like this is a new idea, a new approach. Those are the words that are popping into my head here for you, Virgo. Like, I'm getting a million messages on this. for example, like let's say you work with people in business or in your work, right? You could be completely changing to work with like a different group of people. It's like there's some sort of big change, I feel, that you are noticing. I also feel that you are noticing like how you can have a bigger impact. I don't really have a good example of this either, but it's like, I've just noticed that there are some people who can like deliver a message, for example, and it's like maybe most people would try to deliver that message and they would sound like a jerk, but it's like if you have a way with words, it's like you can say things that would normally come off the wrong way, but because of the way you say it, it's like you can get away with it. I don't know, such a weird message, Virgo, but whatever, I just deliver the messages I get. So maybe this will make sense to you. It's almost like you have a way with words, or, maybe all of you are about to have a way with words, which could be extremely powerful. Like Three of Cups, you can build a following. This could be good for work or business, or trying to get people on your side for something. But it's almost like you are developing this skill or this superpower of being able to say things that most people wouldn't be able to get away with. But it's like the way that you do it, you can. I don't know. This could be very powerful for you, Virgo, for sure. With the Temperance card, you have the Eight of Swords. The whole reading is giving me a vibe of you being set free. I kind of said this on the Three of Swords. There's been a temporary situation that you've been in that has maybe been holding you back, and I really feel like you're moving past it, or you are being set free. With the Ace, there you go. I mean, do I need to say it? Probably not. Virgo, there you go. Of course, it's going to come up in your reading The Magician because you are reinventing yourself. You are in a significant time of reinvention. I've been talking about it all year, basically. I've been telling you, I don't know how many times I've told you that you are going to be changing this year, or it's like the way you put yourself out there is changing. It's almost like your personality is changing in some ways. I don't think that's true necessarily. I think that it's like the way you present yourself is changing. I feel that a lot of this has to do with love, and I'm not talking about just people, like, you know what I mean, as in just like a lover. I'm talking about the love you receive from your parents, the love you received from people in your life. I think if you think back on your life and then you think about where you are right now, you've been I just intuitively feel that you've been processing love energy in general. And I feel like you are seeing like how your parents made you who you are right now, how relationships made you who you are, how your friendships made you who you are. And it's like, if you could just process that information and then, kind of look at your insecurities and the things that you do think make you special and all those things, it's almost like that is shaping this new Virgo that is coming out. Damn, Virgo. Definitely some deep work. It makes sense with the South Node in your sign that, you could be doing some deep work. With the Three of Cups, you have the Devil. A lot of people, there's some sort of weird devil energy at the end of the year here. I talked about it in the December and the November readings that I did for 2025. And, yeah, I would just be careful of toxic situations. No road rage, no flipping out on people, no starting arguments. I would avoid them at all cost. I know it's hard to be wrong sometimes, right? And I'm not saying you are wrong, but it's like sometimes it's just easier to say, okay, whatever, to a person and just let them go be wrong somewhere else, not near you, right? And so I kind of get that feeling on the Devil. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Wonder card. It says breakthrough, definitely a breakthrough, awakening, and delight. You have this Teamwork. It says collaboration, team dynamics, and balance. Yes. Again, we're entering into a significant time of teamwork and co-creation, and so I think anything we can do to co-create would be very beneficial. Definitely seems to be some sort of breakthrough with that Three of Swords, King of Swords, Eight of Swords. Again, I think a lot of this has to do with your history. I think the difference for Virgo compared to like everybody else is that the change is coming from you. But it's more like coming from your heart. It's coming from the energy of love in your life, what that has meant to you. But I'm not just talking about lovers. Like I said, I'm talking about love in general. You are changing. That's where your breakthroughs are going to come from, Virgo. So pretty powerful. Virgo, also make sure to like and leave a comment. Really helps me out. You have the Four of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Four of Swords. The Four of Cups can be the fear of disappointment, which we kind of talked about, I think, a second ago. Some of you are being called to move in a new direction. And, I think, one thing that is popping into my head here as well is like conviction in how you speak about something. It's like I see this a lot where people will share an idea or speak about an idea. And it's like if they don't have that deep convicted belief, then people don't trust them, right? There's something about how you speak popping into my head in this reading, right? I feel that just being confident and sure of yourself is really all you need, right? I feel like if there's any waver, if there's any like jiggliness in the way that you speak, people aren't going to trust it. But I feel that when you truly speak with that confidence, things are going to go very well. The Four of Cups, again, can be the fear that something is not going to work out. He's fearing that if he accepts this cup, it's not going to work out for him, but it totally is. So there you go. You have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords can represent curiosity. With the Knight of Wands, I would definitely be curious about like new adventures or new opportunities coming in for you. The Page of Swords, he is just very curious. He's willing to explore his curiosity, and I would do that. I also think like a more playful, childlike approach to the world could be very helpful for you. It's almost like a little bit of a carefree energy, not worrying what people will think about the things that you say. That would be important with this card. You have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords can be resting, relaxing, recovering. I get this feeling that someone does have their eye on you, by the way, Virgo, with that Page of Swords. The Four of Swords is telling me that maybe someone has been thinking about you, as in they are kind of like meditating on you. So you might not even realize it, but I do get a little bit of a secret admirer energy here where it's like someone could have their eye on you, you don't really know it, and they're kind of just like meditating on the situation, thinking about it. But, who knows? Maybe, in the future readings, we'll see if this person pops back up and, see if they're going to make a move. I also think that you are hoping and praying for some blessings. I feel like you're hoping for a break. It's like you're kind of asking the universe, when am I going to have that break or breakthrough or whatever in my life? And I kind of just feel like you're hoping and praying for a break. With the Four of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands, the break, right? He's been carrying a heavy burden for too long, and, he is almost reaching his home here in the background of the card. I like the Ten of Wands because, again, he is very close to achieving his goal, but he is still carrying some burdens. And, we saw some stuff here about working together with other people, teamwork card. Maybe it would be time for you to ask for help so that you're not carrying all these burdens. It could be a good time of leverage as well, kind of like leveraging other people's resources if you can. So definitely something to think about. With the Page of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. This is like moving on to calmer shores. It's like this could be something that motivates a person to action if you are looking for love. I feel like some of you are moving forward in life. And that could be the thing. Like, don't be surprised if you start making moves and then all of a sudden someone makes an offer in love, because, it just kind of looks to me like you making moves could have people making offers. The other thing that's popping into my head here, Virgo, is like over the next few years, I think this is something you need to pay attention to, is that it's like you're making moves. I think as you make moves, people are going to start asking for your time. I think you need to learn the word no, right? Because I just feel like as you start to rise, people are going to see it and they're going to want to take advantage of it. And, I think you need to make sure that the people that you decide to work with or work together with are on the same level or a level up from you, right? Because there might be a lot of people who, again, I don't think people have bad intentions or anything like that, Virgo, but, it's like there might be some people who really, it's like it's not an equal type of connection. They're not going to be able to help you, and really you'll just be doing all the work, right? I feel you need to be careful of situations like that, especially in work or business, but also, pretty much anywhere else in life. It just seems to me like this is you. It's like you're moving forward. People are like, oh, I need to get on that boat with Virgo, but there's only so much room in that boat, and I feel you need to be careful of that. With the Four of Swords, you show up here with the Hermit. So whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. and allows you to get what you want from the reading. I really feel you're standing out here, Virgo. I feel like you could be getting a lot of attention or, just standing out in a big way. And I feel like it's time to stop holding back. It's so weird. I feel like you have this like collection. It's like you have a collection of work that is done, is what's popping into my head. I was talking about the wood earlier with the Ace of Wands. I don't know. Virgo, you have the Eight of Pentacles right next to this. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. It says if you have already done work, like imagine if you're an artist. This is the example I always use with you, Virgo, right? It's like imagine if you have a bunch of art that's like done. I feel like you need to put it into the world. It's like it's done. The work is done. It's over. Your next stage in life is ready. All you have to do is present it. And I really can't get over that for you, Virgo. For some of you, this might be mental work. Like maybe you've already done a bunch of work on yourself, or maybe there are things you want to share that you've already processed the thoughts in your head. You just need to open your freaking mouth and put it out into the world, right? And that is kind of the feeling I get. I hope that makes sense, but damn. There you go, Virgo. In the area of the good stuff, you have this expectations card. It says hoping, waiting, yearning, longing, contemplating, observing, patience, keeping tabs, delays, taking time. You have this great fortune card. It says good luck, triumph, happiness, ease, reward for your efforts, fulfillment, dreams come true, positive outcome. So, again, there could be some positive outcomes and great fortune coming in for you at this time. You've probably been expecting it, and it's like it's here. All you have to do is put that work on display. You have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Ten of Swords in the good stuff can be a blessing in disguise. He's making the same symbol right here that the Hierophant is making, and it just represents a blessing in disguise. So there could be some sort of blessing. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, with the Temperance card, I was feeling that you're getting something that you need, or, I think I said the environment is right, finally, for you to be able to do something in your life. The Queen of Pentacles is resourcefulness, and I feel that tapping into your resources, using your resources, is going to be very important. She's also a card of multiplication, so anything you do that produces more of a result than the energy you put into it would be a really good idea with the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work, but it's also, I really get this feeling, Virgo, that you are being rewarded for work you've already done, and your next step is just to put it out there. He is putting his work on display right here, and he's only working on one thing at a time, right? He's almost done. He only has one more pentacle to complete, and then he will get his reward, or he will get his money, or whatever he's waiting for. So I feel like you are very, very close here, Virgo. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, Queen of Cups is about healing your own heart, which we kind of talked about over here with the Three of Swords. Queen of Cups, she is more focused on her own heart and her own fulfillment. So focusing on fulfillment would be good. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Four of Swords again. So Four of Swords is like resting, relaxing, hoping and praying and asking for something. I do feel that it could be a good time for you to ask the universe for something. But he's hoping and praying for a blessing, and we have the blessing in disguise right there with the Ten of Swords. So, again, definitely seems to me like there could be some sort of, blessing in disguise coming in for you, Virgo. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands can be a victory or a big success coming in for you. Can also represent like overcoming an obstacle in the good stuff. On top of that, you have two sixes. If you've been watching me for a while, Virgo, you know I love two sixes because two sixes says you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. You're doing what you need to be doing at this time. Next, you have this crib card. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. Yes, I mean, there is a new start coming. You have that card. It says a new start is coming. So definitely birthing something amazing in your life. It's funny that it's a child. I was talking about feeding something with the Ace of Wands. It is this is something you want to feed. It's something you're going to want to nurture into existence. You have this cat card. It says a two-faced friend. I would definitely be careful of people with that devil card. There is a devil energy at the end of the year. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's definitely something about like December, January, like toxic, weird, kind of like overindulgent energy as well. I would be careful of people who are overindulgent or, who party too much and things like that. I'm not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want, but I would just be careful of that. I would be careful of like a little bit of an obsessive vibe as well. You have the devil and the Page of Swords, which that definitely could be like someone who's obsessed with you, which could be good, could be bad. So I would, put your thinking cap on. If you're meeting any people, if they seem a little bit too obsessed or obsessive, I would be careful. You have this January card and this angel. It says spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So you are protected at this time is what this is saying here, Virgo. And I feel like you are protected from harm. You have this basket. It says recognition, reward for merit. So definitely could be some rewards coming in for you, especially with the Eight of Pentacles. Again, Eight of Pentacles is work you've already done. This basket card would be getting rewards for work you've already done. You have this fly. It says a period of ill health and depression. I would definitely be watching your health at the end of the year here. I think everybody should. We're getting to the end of Neptune and Pisces. I cannot say too much on YouTube, but Neptune and Pisces makes me nervous. I mean, I predicted COVID before it happened back in 2016. If you go back to my old lives from 2016, I used to talk about this all the time, how Neptune and Pisces rules like poison, prison, the end, especially the third decan of Pisces. Prison, poison, disease, anything that flows, right? And so, like I said, I can't say too much, but I would just be paying attention. That's all I can say. So there you go. But thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.